My ring was 5G.
Are you serious?
I was like, I'm so satisfied.
The
What
same
material
people.
is it?
Tungsten.
I think mine's titanium if I'm not wrong.
Mine was sold as gold. That's how it was marketed.
It was marketed as gold.
But when we went to the coast and I swam in the salty water, nikajiuliza, is it gold or is it gold plated?
When it's like she's gotten the cash, you can't tell her, wait, usitumie pesa. Don't.
Ethan
it's
asked,
true.
if you were given 1 million right now, what would you do with it?
You thought about it.
Me?
Hey, what thing?
Market out.
Yani,
Chop that money.
Hey, Ethan was so mad at me. And it was hypothetical.
If you had agreed, if Soila and I had agreed you want money for something, then the money comes, then she decides she has a change of heart.
Yeah.
Now we are no longer united in that purpose.
Yeah.
Wacha pesa ikae kwanza
ikae.
until we come to a place of being one about
Agreement.
it.
Yes.
What do you think brings more fights or conflicts in marriage regarding money? Having too much money or having too little money? Hey there guys, karibuni sana. This is soilaandcurtis. Glad to have you on board.
Yeah.
So first of all guys, we just want to appreciate the feedback that you guys are giving on the recent videos we are doing. Soilaandcurtis with friends. You guys are really loving the conversation. You're loving the team that we are bringing on board. So as you can see today, we have the Hards with us. You've seen them in previous videos. Of course, you've seen Soilaandcurtis in previous videos.
Yes.
But we have a special guest today. He's actually my namesake. Kind of like a brother to me, tumetoka mbali. But he's here on special assignment.
Yes.
And you know that special assignment is as we progress towards the end of the video. So stay tuned. But before we move forward, you know those 4 things we have to do? Like, comment, share,
subscribe.
Ethan, tell them why they need to subscribe and comment and share. Tell them, what does it do to
Number 4 will
algorithm?
shock you.
It makes, it shares it with more people. It tells YouTube that more people
Are
need to see
interested.
this. Yeah.
So please comment, share, like, subscribe before we continue.
Yeah.
It's
No, there's
McKenna.
nothing wrong with your video. We're waiting for you to like, comment, and share, subscribe.
Oh.
To what we freeze, we are waiting. Okay, thank you. Thank you.
Okay.
Yeah, so Karebe, some people here are watching you, they've seen you.
Karebe, don't laugh.
I'm sorry. Hi.
Yes,
Some have
that
not seen
one.
you, they wonder who is this person.
Yes, Karebe is our friend.
Yeah, my name is Jimmy Karebe. A friend to the Wamalwas, their biggest fan.
Yes.
Yeah.
True story.
Yeah, I watched all their videos. Yeah, I think because also my wife makes me watch them. So, yeah, because she's also their biggest fan.
Yes.
I am also known to the. Is it the Hards? What is it? Is it the Kegodes?
Donyamas.
Unachoma.
Unachoma zaidi. Unasema jina gani hivi public? Hiyo sio jina yangu wewe.
The hearts of Kekones.
By the way, I know where all the secrets are buried. If anyone wants to know where the skeletons are here, I know where they are. Yeah, find me and I'll tell you.
Yeah.
So we are going to have conversation about finances. And we have Karebe here because Karebe is
Finance guru.
he's in that industry proper. And he'll give his insights when it comes to investments, what to do, family, relationship, how do you prepare? Should you invest when you're in a relationship together?
Yeah.
Should you wait to get married?
Should you wait to get married?
Can you do it as an individual
As an
before you find
bus,
someone, you know?
And then transfer it later to your wife.
Actually,
And,
finance conversations are very important because the studies show that the top 3 reasons why people divorce is usually matters of finance, communication, and sex issues. Not necessarily infidelity, but just issues surrounding sex. So finances is really critical. So I think the first question I'd just like us to have, oh, by the way, I know your wife is not here, but you've been married for how many years now?
Before people come to the DM.
He's not available.
Yeah, he's not available.
So, I'm sorry.
Yeah, I have one wife. She's not here.
Yeah.
We've been married, I think, 4 years now.
Wow, 4 years is good.
Yeah, but just like you, we've been together for 1,000,000 years. I think it feels like 1,000,000
Ages.
because- Yeah, it feels like ages because we had a long waiting period, a long engagement, and then a long now.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, we did. And so I think if you add them together, it would be probably going to the 9th year.
Oh wow,
Yeah,
that's good.
Yeah,
That's good time.
And like you guys, it's been like 20 years. If I'm
Oh
not
wow,
Yeah,
yeah, right. So you guys
A
how many
child
years
was born
ago?
somewhere,
You guys
became
have
a teenager.
in total, for together.
Yeah.
Guy, you look
Since meeting and getting married.
Oh wow.
Nakani kama mmekuwa forever.
Yeah. Ken and Barbie.
Hi, Barbie.
All right. So the first question, I was just asking about how long we've been married because the first question is very, very heavily connected to the process of how we got to get married. So, what was your biggest compromise in your wedding, financially speaking? In other words, what would you have changed if you were given a chance? Financially
If
speaking.
you had the money.
Yeah, if you had
The money was-
like you really wanted to do something, but you had to compromise because the finances were not making sense.
Okay.
Or what is that thing that really worked and if you had to do your wedding all over again, you would still do it? Yeah. Financially speaking. So let's not talk about what our in-laws did and the calabashes they brought and the
I think
Yeah.
yeah. Can I start?
Yeah,
Or you
sure.
want to go? I think I'd pay more for the honeymoon.
Yeah.
But again, I don't know what I would have reduced. I think everything was just cut down for us, unless you have other thoughts. But most of the things were just cut down compared to our initial princess wedding. Because I remember crying a lot of times for, I want this ring, we go to the shop. Curtis is like, you can't get it, you can't afford it. I start crying. I'm like, what do you mean I can't afford it? I want that one. Cry. I was like, okay, now that's fine. And then I'm like, okay, probably this gown. And then it's way above budget. And like, okay, you find something else that is in between. So we had to compromise a lot of things financially. But I'm happy with how it turned out. Because the person who came for the decor and everything knew how to balance everything, the decor, neat with the amount of money that was there. She even gave above it. You were there
I was
actually.
there,
Yes,
yes.
she gave. You were in the committee.
I was in the committee.
And the lineup.
I was in the
lineup.
lineup. I know where the skeletons are.
Why?
I can tell you if this story is true or not. Yes.
Exactly. So there was a lot of compromise in as far as what to budget for.
So what was the biggest thing you compromised? As
My
Soila?
ring.
The ring.
My
Yeah,
ring.
yeah.
Yes, my
Must have
ring.
been.
Yes, my ring for sure.
So the ring you wanted was way above.
Was way above what we could be able to afford at that particular time, plus other responsibility that needed the finances.
Yeah.
One thing Kati said, you can always come and buy another ring afterwards. So just have a placeholder for now.
It's never the end.
Yes, never the end.
it's
And
never
then
the
next,
end.
yes.
For me, I wanted to, so I came in with a horse. But I actually wanted to land with a parachute.
It's true.
I had to come, I drop with a parachute, I just come there, and then I drop and then I wake up in slow motion,
Mission Impossible.
He just wanted to outdo the bride.
Yeah, and then now, the wedding was in Karen, there are a lot of trees, so we were advised that this is not a place for parachute.
They
Plus-
knew sure. Like,
Plus
Was
all
that
the
really the
licenses and the permits. and all
Was that really the issue?
And training.
And it was expensive.
And training.
And all that.
Yeah.
So that was my compromise.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, I don't think that's something you can just do later,
Yeah.
like buying the ring.
yeah.
But I got the price, which is the important thing.
Amen. Amen. Kai,
Of importance.
it's the wife.
I think for our wedding process, I don't know. I don't know what would be the biggest compromise, because what I had in mind was life is, for me, the wedding was a party.
Yeah.
So I was not going to break my back
For the
a
wedding.
party, for a wedding.
Oh, and that's
Yeah.
the mind you had even before.
That's the mindset I had before. So for me,
It's a
what
mindset
was
for finance
what I had.
I think I also thought like that, to be honest.
Really?
Yeah, you don't have to break your back. And the biggest thing for me was we have a life after.
Yeah.
I don't want to have a big wedding
Yeah.
You
and
suffer.
then we are suffering
After life
after. So even on the wedding bands we didn't spend much.
Yeah.
On the decor, it was Shiko's
really
friend,
nice.
so
Yeah.
she really came through for us because
Yeah.
she reduced the. Actually, we sat down with her for 3 hours.
Just
Cutting down,
cutting
looking
down
down.
the cost. I'll tell you, the costs were like.
What is important? What is not
I
important?
think the costs were like about $500,000. We brought it down to 300,000. Then I was like, now listen here. I'm marrying your friend. Makati was like, me, you don't love my friend. You don't love my friend. You don't want to give her flowers. Me, I'm like, I don't want this. I don't want. We went line by line, and I can tell you that thing came under 200.
Oh, really?
Yes. From 5
That's
to
really
200
nice.
or under 200k.
You think she would want to work with you again?
Yeah, we are
Was your wife agreeing?
My wife loves it. Let me tell you.
Okay.
My wife is the saver in this relationship. Please, she will tell you.
She's the economist.
She's the economist. I am the spendthrift.
Really?
Yes.
What?
Yeah, you'll find that. And she
I
loved
like
it.
that.
You know, even Maggie, she's called Maggie.
Yeah.
Maggie was a really close friend of my wife. And she really loved the fact that I was looking out for the future. It wasn't just about.
That's
It wasn't
nice.
just about the present. But the one thing I really had wanted, I told my wife, we're going to have an extravagant honeymoon. I really wanted to go out of the country.
Do the all everything like
Uko like mbona honeymoon
globetrotting. I get it.
but then now I think we were busy because even my wife had to travel after that. She went. We didn't have a long honeymoon, so we had we just did a holiday later on in the year. So that was, I think that was the one thing I compromised on, was honeymoon. We had a very short one. Yeah, because we were all busy.
Interesting, because I didn't have that mindset for there's life after. I mean,
Me
yeah,
too.
of course there is, but like I didn't think
It was not at the top of your
Yeah.
mind.
That's why I asked him,
Uh,
was your wife part of this? Because I know it's a mindset for men. Because when he said, I'm like, excuse me.
Yeah, I mean,
We want a
what do
wedding.
you mean?
Tomorrow we'll worry
Now
about
it's
itself.
the wedding. Exactly.
That is us.
It's the reason why for me, like for example, when it came to our rings, so like I just looked for a ring that worked. I was like, this, I don't want a ring that looks so obvious. I want something that looks cool, and I don't want it to be expensive. So from day one, I knew, like I even told McKenna, nataka how much? Okay. My ring was 5G.
Are you serious?
I was like,
It looks
"Me,
so
I'm
high."
satisfied. I'm so satisfied. And then what had happened is that we had seen a friend of McKenna's who had gotten married. They were married for like 3 years, and his ring looked new.
Still looked new.
Oh, wow.
And I was like, you've had this for 3 years and it looks like this. I want this.
Or from the
What
same
material
people.
is it?
Tungsten.
Yeah.
Tungsten is
So
powder.
that's one
It's
thing
powder.
I really like that about it. I was like, I'm not spending a lot for something.
Yeah.
I think mine's titanium, if I'm not wrong.
Oh, it has the same,
it's the same.
design. Curtis, what
Mine?
is this? Uh-huh.
How many carats?
I know theirs.
Mine was
I was-
sold as gold. That's how it was marketed.
It was marketed as gold.
But when we went to the coast and I swam in the salty water, nikajiuliza, is it gold or is it gold plated?
Oh my god.
So
That was it.
yeah, I don't think it's, if it's gold, I don't think it's pure gold. I think it was mixed with something.
Yeah.
But it still looks good all 7 years
7
later.
years later.
What?
Yeah.
Imagine.
So for me, in terms of the wedding, I think the compromise was, of course, the honeymoon. I would have preferred if we went as armed road.
Yeah.
And I think, let me tell you the one thing I really was pissed at our deco vendors.
I was so
And then
pissed with
I
you
was-
guys.
I was so mad.
Oh, hey.
I was pissed with you guys.
That's the one thing I would change.
Like,
Yeah.
that was, we were just like, are you serious?
Yeah.
You know, and those are the people who we had given the most credit, because
Exactly.
those one we didn't even
We
like,
didn't have any doubt in them.
we didn't have
Because
any
they
doubt.
were apparently the best in the market.
Which is
Yeah.
true, because I remember, until that.
Yeah, I was so disappointed. And then I would have preferred our first location was really good.
Naishola Garden.
Actually, yeah.
The thing that I noticed about wedding planning, for us, it was most of the people who came together, the suppliers were our friends. You find friends, colleagues, people I've known for some time.
Yeah.
They were actually doing a favor. So most for them, they knew they were doing something for somebody they knew. You get, it was more of, sitaki kuangusha.
Give off to your friends.
Yeah, because it's even the way we had 300 guests and 508.
Wow. Na ujua walitoka wapi?
Tunajua walitoka wapi.
But
Na chakula ilitoka wapi?
Chakula ndo mzima.
Chakula tujui.
Hey, your food was nice though, I remember.
Yeah,
Your
but
food was
because
really nice.
the people who are handling catering were also relatives, were like hatuwezi angusha.
Familia.
Hatuwezi angusha familia.
That's interesting.
That's really nice. I think that's also the favor we got to the deco person.
Yeah.
Because it's my sister's friend.
Yeah, you guys.
So
also
yes,
got a
they
lot
went to
of
school.
favor,
Yes, they got a lot of. She gave us
After
good
Sisi, by the way,
deco.
we knew those
Oh,
guys.
oh really?
It was not a random.
Did you tell them after?
Yeah. I met them. There's a day I met them. at
Akaambia
Coco Gaucho.
tukupenda.
Akasema?
Kasema hi, nini. Kwanza they had, before our wedding, they were like, as you mention us online, what. Hiya. So when I met them at Fogo, they're like, oh hi. Now it's how many months has it been? And then I was like, but there I was not happy with your deco.
No.
And Kwanza I just had balance.
Oh my
tears.
God.
I was so bitter.
How did they
Because it
respond?
was still fresh. They
Yeah.
said that they'll call me, we talk. Sasa,
To talk about what?
thinking,
Refund
The
the
wedding was
money.
yes, Sasa what? Unless you're returning my money.
Exactly. I think that is so funny.
So, second question. What is the biggest lesson you've learned so far about marriage and money?
Wow.
Dang.
I like that question.
It can be a good lesson or it can be a shocking lesson, like, you know,
Marriage and money.
marriage and money.
I think it's a war lesson.
It's a
It's a
war
war
lesson.
lesson.
Eh?
Why? What?
Why what?
Because why it's a bitter learning. Like it's a bitter pill to swallow. When you see how different you guys are in terms
Yeah.
of
Spending.
spending money and how
Yeah.
you look at money, you're just like, oh my god.
Yeah.
Especially for me.
Okay.
Because I'm speaking from the point of being now what Caribbean's wife is. I'm like, let's
Let's
really
Oh, let's save as
manage
much as
this
possible.
money.
Eh,
Do we need that?
Meanwhile-
Meanwhile, the wife on the other side said,
Yeah.
tomorrow we'll worry about
and
it.
then
So.
you know it's worse when it's like she's gotten the cash. You can't tell her, wait, usitumie pesa. Don't. So unashtukianga tu like, hey, by the way, I bought this.
What was your relationship with money before? What was your personal relationship with money before marriage? Do you think it still plays out even in your marriage?
It definitely does. I won't lie.
Was
Yeah. Let me tell you.
Were you saving too much because you're afraid of not
Yeah,
having?
let me tell you, Ethan, that's exactly it. Like for him, even when he has money, it's like in his mind he doesn't have.
Yeah.
So even I had to, because now meanwhile me, mine is not, it wasn't a good relationship with money, but at least I want to balance.
You're trying to balance.
Yeah.
so wambie mwili pole.
Now for me,
Ethan, even
yeah.
if there is money. So that we had to create that balance for, and now for me it was also a painful lesson when Ethan tells you can't spend money like
Yeah.
this, and I'm like, why? Like, see, the next month money is coming.
Yeah.
So there was just balance.
I'm very calculated. Like I just
Don't get me wrong. I'm also calculated with
With money.
money.
But you are a spendthrift.
But when it comes to my relationship, I am the spendthrift. Because I look at opportunity cost. For instance, you see that mindset? Sometimes I call it a mindset of fighting with money.
Okay. The war
Because
thing.
the whole thing. Because you want to keep the money here, which serves you no purpose.
Yeah.
You get it.
actually that's different. For me, I like investing. Like I like money doing something that will later bring something back. I don't
Yeah.
make sense.
Yeah, it makes sense.
it makes
Do you know when we were
It's-
before we got
So
sorry.
like I'll rarely spend on like if I want to treat myself, the best I'll do is buy myself like food that's
Yeah.
that I
Out
wouldn't
of the
eat,
ordinary,
yeah.
yeah.
And that's like a 2Gs, 3Gs.
That's
you
it,
get.
you're done.
But like for example, I'd buy a phone that's due like
How much?
100 Gs.
Or you wouldn't. Not at an instant like that.
Not like even if I had made like I would have to have been like By the way,
Do you have to be
actually, let me
convinced?
tell you something funny.
To shoot yourself.
For buying the car and buying the iPhone,
Yeah.
I had to see what's the word? I had
The
to
revenue
see,
after.
Like
How it's going to,
ROI.
yeah.
Or return on investment.
Exactly. Like I had to be convinced that this phone is going to do work somewhere.
content.
This car is coming to help work somewhere.
Yeah.
It's not like I need a car because I've been, it's been
Status.
Yeah, like it had to. In fact, all the time we'd have that conversation with McKenna. I'd always be like, me, I'm comfortable with us having a car because all these jobs we do, Maze carrying equipment everywhere.
Yeah.
It's not safe.
Yeah.
It's not about it's hard to carry and it's
Security.
just not safe.
Safety.
It's expensive. So that's how I managed to convince myself. Okay, this is a worthy investment. You get. So that's where the
Fighting with money doesn't come in.
Do you know there's a time, sorry, we had an argument because of a hypothetical situation. Ethan asked, if you were given 1 million right now, what would you do with it?
You thought about it.
Me?
Hey, what thing?
McKenna, chop that
Hey, Ethan was so mad at me. And it was hypothetical.
Let me ask you that hypothetical question. If you had 1 million
Right now, let me tell you, right now my relationship with money has changed completely. I'm wiser. In fact, I think I'm wiser. Let me just say that.
Yeah.
I'm wiser with money.
I don't know. I don't know. I've never heard of a situation where two economists came together. Or two spendthrifts came together. I'm sure they are, but
I know. Two spendthrifts.
oh,
Hey, those guys. It's like we're feeling bad.
Yes, they
Let's
have
go
watched
shopping. Yeah.
even for us, Soila is. Okay, I wouldn't say she's a spendthrift.
I'm an impulse.
She has an abundance
That's a
mindset.
spendthrift.
Abundance. Abundance mindset.
She has an abundance mindset.
That's,
When money enters the account.
Oh, it has, yes.
It has to leave. Now you are a
it
spendthrift.
leaves before it enters.
This is me. I'm like, okay, imeingia. Let's make it myself busy so that I don't think about it. And then 2 days later, oh no,
But she's also really changed. I think the first shock I had is, I think we're in our first year of marriage. So tumetengeneza budget. Soila ametuma kwa supermarket ende afanye shopping. So for example, the budget is like cooking oil, rice, and probably ugali, for example.
Oh my God.
So Soila comes back home. Me nimetoka job. So I enter the house, I'm seeing a new carpet.
Oh, for the bathroom.
I'm seeing them. I'm like, where did this money come from?
That's exactly me, baby.
Me, I
I'm like, that was not in the budget.
Actually, I don't know to buy unga and buy things I've designed for a very long time. That's me.
And I remember I was shocked. I was not mad. I was
You are
shocked.
just surprised.
But I've also come to appreciate because it balances me. Because pia mi neza jinyima yani.
Exactly.
I can be walking around with the worn out shoes and whatever. Na si ati hakuna do.
Economic.
In my mind, I'm like, there's something important that will come up. So I need to save this money for.
Yeah,
Even if I don't have the thing in mind, I'm just assuming. But Soila's, amenisaidia. Mi naona amenisaidia.
I really agree with that because even before we got married, I remember having I had God clearly telling me that McKenna has come to show me like how to appreciate myself. Because to be honest, I even told her the other day, thank you for being that person in my life because I really didn't know how to appreciate myself. I really didn't know how to enjoy the fruit of my labor, for a better word. Because and so just because now you're the one who's calculative and you're not the one who's
you can be borderline stingy.
Exactly.
And you think you are saving, but you're just being stingy.
You're just being stingy. So it has really helped me to enjoy, and I have actually found myself even more productive because of that.
What have you learned from your wife financially?
A lot. I think one of them is when to spend money, because I look at my relationship with money as something that has evolved. And my relationship began when my pastor in 2013 took me to a seminar with one of his friends, and this is Bishop who took us to Apostle Kyoko seminar. You were there.
The marketplace.
The marketplace seminar, and you were there. And in that seminar, one of the things that came out clearly was, do you fight with money? And you see, that conversation of do you fight with money has always impacted me since that day, because one of the things he said, if you don't think you fight with money, do this. Go remove hard cash, whatever amount it is, from your savings. 10,000, 100,000, depending on your level, and put it by your bedside. I've shared this story before. Put it by your bedside and see what your habits will be. You will start thinking, niko na 10k hapa. Wacha nichukue, nitairudisha. You see that habit alone, because you see you're fighting with money because you keep thinking 10k iko hapa, 100k iko hapa. You get, so even if it's in your bank account, even if it's in your, then you are fighting with that money. Yet that money is meant to work for you. Whether
is it fighting to spend it, am fighting to do it?
You're just fighting because you have it. Because you know it is there. You have a sense of security of I can achieve something with this money. So your security is tied to that
money.
To the money. So either you will spend it or you will feel safe. Money.
Yes.
Niko hapa, so najua siezi.
I love that feeling of safety.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So that's fighting with money.
Yeah.
So he was saying, if you want to know that you have surpassed it, you'll keep that money there and you'll not even remember it is.
Yeah.
It is there. And I tried it. By the way, by day 3,
Are you going to
you threw all of it. I don't know.
You can't remember?
Nilifika home and I don't know how it began. Ilifika home nikasema, maybe I should eat pizza today.
I love that.
Because
you could never do. Now it's easy to do.
I was like,
Karebe. Okay, one thing I appreciate about you, you are a spendthrift even to your friends.
Yeah,
that's it. Yeah, with him.
That time we had gone to Costo, we
Yeah.
had gone to pick my mom's car. Remember tukaenda tukalala, was it leisure?
Yes.
Leisure places.
Yeah, and then I think we hoped to come back the next day but kukakuwa na delay, so we didn't carry extra clothes.
Yeah.
Karebe akaniambia, si tuingie hapa tununue nguo mpya.
Are you serious?
Like we bought new shirts and all that, and I was like, without planning.
Yeah.
New shirts, new jeans. Now,
That's
what
the
Curtis
beauty,
doesn't know is I had gone through a period of my life, na Curtis was there for me. I didn't have money. So it was my way of appreciating.
Kwambia mwili pole.
I was appreciating. And I had thought I would buy Curtis a present.
Oh,
but here we are in Coast,
man.
and Curtis is like,
Sina nguo ya kesho.
sina nguo ya kesho.
never
Kama
forget.
kama ni nguo.
Yeah.
And
Let's
because
do-
I had purposed that money
specifically.
You see, for me, I also invest in people. You see,
You really do, Karebe. Not
I
true,
invest
you
in
do.
them. And hata pia mimi sikuwa na shati. And I was like, I really need a good shirt. And hapa nguo pia, I did the math.
Yeah.
Do you know I actually saved 5,000 shillings?
You did?
Yes.
From what you had intended.
From
to
what I had
spend.
intended to spend, I actually saved 5,000 shillings because I realized clothes were cheaper where we bought them from in Coast. Because it's cheap in a land hapo. Kuna transportation hazijalipiwa kufika Nairobi na hujalipa and rent there is cheaper. So wherever we bought the clothes from it was cheaper. So that's a conversation that I've had with money. And my wife has come from a background where they had money, wakapoteza, wakapata tena. So you see, those things inform how your relationship, how you perceive money, how you even spend money, and those kinds of things. So for her, she times went to spend. Hiyo ndio ile kitu sikuwa nayo. Mimi nikishaamua I'm spending 10,000 on
like
clothes.
Me. That's me.
The day I get that 10,000 that is for clothes.
I spend it on clothes.
It is clothes, all of it. There's no wasting.
Yeah.
There's no wasting time because I see the value of investing in that. So with my wife, I've learned the
tactical
spending. Yeah.
Oh, nice.
The other thing I would say I've learned is, first of all, let me just acknowledge how I find it interesting that all of us feel like the balance that our spouses have brought.
It's very necessary.
It's like we were both in extremes,
And
then we get married, and then now we are coming to a sense of balance, which I think is really good. But the other thing I've learned is, if you ask God, let's say you do content creation, and there's this really nice laptop you want to get, a MacBook perhaps, and you're like, hey God, I just need
nice
this. Or a nice?
Asus.
Or an Asus,
Asus.
yeah, but mostly a MacBook. So
Biases.
and you tell God, please just give me some 200k, I buy this laptop. And then God opens a way and you get the 200k. Usianze kujifanya mjanja ati, by the way, kwa money market, you ask God for this purpose, it has come, spend it on that purpose. When you start trying to be smart, now you're trying to do for other things which were not the reasons you asked God for.
yeah.
Vitu wenanga
Do you think you can
As
lose
we
the money?
experience that.
No, it's important because no, Karebe, you ask God for money for a car. A
He
car is
gives
a
you,
million.
and you tell God, this
My
guy
car
is
is
1
1 million
million.
shillings.
Give me 1
You
million.
get a okay, you know you are mtu wa maguta here and there. Alafu upate your 1 million plus, you know? Would you say, let me buy extra shamba somewhere so that if I sell them, I can make 5 million and then buy my car? Or will you spend that million on buying the car that you had asked God for? Like, where is the place of obedience when God gives you the money that you wanted?
Money.
For the specific thing you asked for.
Don't think like a finance, like an investor, because I know you're thinking like
I'm
an
not
investor.
thinking like an investor.
What are you thinking?
Let's think like a believer. In this particular case, it all boils down to priorities. And you know this word.
But your car was a priority.
It all boils down
It's a
to
prayer
priorities.
request, Karebe.
Priorities shift. You get.
God has given you this opportunity. You prayed for $1 million.
Yeah.
God is the one who has enabled you to get this
Million.
This million.
You pray for $1 million for a car. remember?
car.
Okay.
Yes. For a car. Whether it is a car, is a house, is a whatever. Remember, you're a believer. God is the one who has given you the opportunity.
million, yes.
The million.
Yeah.
You get.
Yeah.
Is your priority going to be the car, or is your priority still going to be God? Because remember, we are all believers here.
We are.
You still have to give back to God.
Exactly.
You get.
Yes.
After you've done all your covenants,
Deductions, yeah.
all your deductions and covenants with God, if you are left with less than $1 million, is there a problem with buying a car less than $1 million?
No.
Are you going to die?
No.
No, you see, you are.
That's what I mean.
yeah.
I think you are. That's not the issue.
Yeah.
The issue is the million was for the car.
Yeah.
Sindio, deductions or no deductions.
Deductions have to be
Okay,
there.
Deductions are there.
Deductions are
Have to be
there.
Yes.
there because
So my
principles
issue
have to be
is,
followed.
after you've done the deductions, don't change your mind from buying the car and then you go buy something else.
Yeah. Or you say,
No.
Again, I'm still going to be. I've remembered. I'm still going to be.
But let me ask you a question.
Can he finish?
Let me-
Let him finish to scare his, but then we have a wholesome question here. Finish first.
You see, when it comes to handling your finances, there are ways of securing whatever you need. You get. You can, with $1 million, you can do a lot. You get. But most of the times, as human beings, we are normally fixated on the one thing that we would have wanted.
But
You
we
get.
prayed for that, Karebe.
No, let me finish. You see, if you're fixated on, let's say you want $1 million to get a Mercedes, you get, so that, look at the motive behind it, so that I can either show off I have a Mercedes, or I can either, there's nothing wrong with buying a Suzuki Alto and leaving your, it's still a car,
No.
moving from point
It's
A.
not a car.
You see what I mean?
No, but-
It's still a car. You can buy that car and still have enough to do other things.
yeah.
You get what that's
No, you are playing smart with God.
that no.
No, that's
you asked
very
God
smart.
for a car.
No.
God gave you
No,
exactly
Karebe.
what you needed.
You asked God for a specific car, for
Yeah.
your specific needs. So
Exactly.
these guys are content
You have a
creators.
And the question
They
is,
can equipment.
why
They cannot have an
that
Alto.
specific car?
It's my desire. God has given me a desire. Why
No,
not
let me
this
tell you,
about
this
you?
is what I feel by the Jimmy. It's like the almost like this story. What are they called?
Toy Story.
Talent.
The talent story. It feels like you've been given that 1 shilling and you want to give it back to God.
No, but
That
it's
one coin. You know why I'm saying that? Because Jimmy, what he's talking about is about deductions.
Which
Deductions.
is different deductions, like
We are talking about even after the deductions. What I am talking about is the motive behind
the 1 meal.
the 1 meal.
You see,
Like,
why does it have?
You see, Karebe,
there's nothing wrong.
Let me
God
say
will give you your heart's desires.
Let me say something. You see, that motive, even when I was praying, it was already covered.
Okay.
My motive
Exactly.
was
Your
right. You
heart's
see,
desire.
it's not the money coming and then I say, so what was my motive? Motive, I already knew.
Yeah, you already
Motive.
told God.
I'm not
Yeah,
saying
So long as, for
I'm
me,
not-
let me tell you, for me, so when it comes to conversations with money and God, so long
Yeah.
as one, your motives are right. Because
Yeah.
even the one time.
I love that.
Yeah.
If you're buying to show off,
Yes,
that's a problem.
That's a problem.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
get-
But it doesn't mean that there's something wrong
and you
with
have to
having a good car.
constantly check your
Yes.
motives because your heart is deceitful.
But
Exactly.
there's-
Wicked. This is for the
there's-
wicked.
Deceitful
But there's
and
nothing
wicked. There's
wrong.
nothing wrong
Yes.
with buying a
The problem is not what you're
Don't
buying,
get
it's
it.
the
Yeah,
motive.
It's the motive.
Okay.
So let's assume God has given you 1 million to buy. There's an opportunity that has come for 1 million. You decide I want to go buy a Mercedes. Na kwa nyumba hata una viti.
Yeah,
I mean, it's just
That's a problem.
Totally.
it's just plain.
Yeah, that's lack of
Misplaced priority.
Yes,
Wisdom.
that is why I was
And a
talking
wisdom
about
problem.
priorities and motive.
Yeah.
God can give you an opportunity and you still wanted that car. And because we are
But-
believers, let me finish.
No,
and
wait.
because we are believers, that money was not meant for you. That money was meant to help somebody needy. What do you do?
Wait, what?
You obey. You see, at the end of the
He has to
day.
say it again loudly. No, God, I told you I need
But honestly speaking, you're throwing a lot of spanners.
All I'm saying is this: it's not a straight line.
So this is it. Listen to me. I pray. I want. I have a need. I have this biashara, as you said. Like I'm going to use your example. God, we have equipment. We want to get to reach different people with photography, videography, yada yada. I need a car to be able to access some of these locations.
And
Like,
it's specific
and
amount.
specific amount. I want this car
Because
and
of
this
1, 2,
car
3.
because of 1, 2, 3. It can
Okay.
serve these purposes. Even can serve you in church. You know,
Yes.
it's gonna meet some of the church
Like a
needs.
pro box.
And
We're
it's
talking exactly.
Fine, a pro box it is.
Yeah.
This pro box is gonna cost me 700,000.
Yes.
And then God gives you 700,000.
Yes.
So in your house you don't have seats. Exactly. But now you have seen the need of where when you get this pro box, you're going to make more money to even buy you seats. Understand? So is it okay for me
See, your priorities are right, your motives are okay. Buy the car. What's the
Okay,
problem?
so-
That's what
Because I
I'm
want to
saying.
say-
No, but you are throwing spanners.
Hey, you
That
have
man
to
is
throw
supposed to help
spanners.
someone else.
Yes. Because
No, when are you helping yourself?
Because here's the thing.
Uh-huh.
Here's the thing. Because I have a problem with things looking like there are
A straight line, linear.
Linear.
Imagine-
and life is not linear.
It's fine. I think that's why the place of now here
Yes.
was.
Yeah.
Because you can
You
still
see,
give you the
if
money.
God gives you the
And
700
direct
which you
you.
asked for,
Yes.
and then He tells you
It's for the car.
ili akusaidia mtu, you have to obey.
Yeah, exactly.
But hajakwambia he's just availed it.
I
Yeah.
don't. That's what I was saying. Almost like it's like almost getting the coin and then giving it back. If you
The
get-
talent.
the
So the
talent.
guy buried it. He did nothing.
Yeah, exactly. He gave it back the same way it was.
But the other one's multiplied.
So, unapatiwa 700k
Yes.
to buy a car, and then you give that 700k to someone else.
yeah, they have not used
Then
it.
you go
I have
back
not
and
buried
pray about
it.
it.
And then
I
you
have
go
not
back and
buried
tell
it.
God.
Look at this principle.
Yeah,
I have
you've
I have
invested
not
it in
buried
someone.
it.
Yes.
I've invested it in somebody who
It's
is
true.
more in need than I.
But I hope it's
You
a
see,
directive.
But people will always be. There are people who will always be
Need.
more in need than you.
Yes.
You are, and that's why. I
So,
like,
so that
And
doesn't
you
mean
are
every
charged,
money you
even
get
if-
will always
yeah, like the
And you are
conversation of
charged.
hear God.
Yes.
Hear God. Hata kama ni hiyo ulikuwa you had prayed for 700k for a car, and God gave you 700k to buy a car.
Yeah.
And then you had someone else was in need.
Yeah.
It's good to think about
What's
them.
that?
Even pray about them.
Yeah.
And see if God wants you to give that money.
Yeah.
Don't just say,
Let me ask this question. Now I'm going to ask this question. I like that last train of thought. Let us assume you are my friend.
Yeah.
Let me bring it a bit closer home, because
because there's a place of sacrifice.
yes. If you detach it from
Yeah,
you,
might not
it
be
looks
really
it might not feel the pinch.
Yeah.
Okay.
You are my friend. You are struggling. Let's assume you are struggling.
Yeah.
If business is down. Umefungiwa ofisi, you are about to be auctioned. We are just going to the
Yeah,
extreme.
yeah.
Nyumba umefungiwa, hata mumekosana na Makena, ameamua alale uko kwingine, wewe uamue. Like things are that bad.
Yeah.
Me, I pray to God, I need a car. Say I already have a car.
Yeah.
Maybe say I need a car worth 2 million. Yeah, that is now
And you
my,
already have a car.
and I already have a car, and that now my prayer is.
Why do you want that 2 million?
No, I need a newer car.
Why?
Whatever reason.
Motives are not-
Let's say motives are right.
Okay.
Is it maybe even be a lorry? I need a lorry to be able to transport gunias of waru from the shamba to
Yeah.
you get.
Yeah.
And I get that 2 million. And you right there need not
Struggling.
even you're struggling, and I know you are struggling,
You need 500.
and you need 500. Will I still go spend the entire 1.2 million?
Tell us. Will you?
For me personally, I'll give you.
Aya,
Mimi
good.
siwezi kaa nayo.
Fine, sawa.
Yeah,
Sawa, but
that's what I'm saying.
Sasa, let's assume
that question.
It is never linear.
Let's
Because,
assume-
you see,
Fine, I see what you are saying. Aya, now umepea Ethan 500.
Uh-huh.
So now you're 500 short.
yes.
So you go back to God.
Look, here is the thing.
Uh-huh.
As I said, there are very many
Yes,
options.
yes.
I will take the 1.5. Si ati nimeikula.
Uh-huh.
Ninaenda kwa huyu jamaa huyu dealer.
Uh-huh.
Unamwambia, here is 1 point.
Fine. What can I get?
What can I get with this 1.5?
Assume that 2 million was the lowest, only bargain. That was the lowest.
You tell this dealer, here is the thing. Again, it is not linear. You go
Yeah.
with the 1.5, you tell the dealer, and these things can be done. Hata wewe unajua hivi. You go to the dealer and you tell him, I have 1.5. Give me this truck and I shall pay you.
But I
Later on.
I understand what Karebe is asking, and the reason why I understand is because you see, you being aware of my need already, that's God doing.
Exactly.
You get?
How else is God going to minister to other people if it's not through?
Because
Okay, since
I don't think you'll be made aware of a situation like such.
And then you
with-
just-
If you don't have capacity to do
Oblivious
that.
about it.
Because then it means if you're made aware of that situation, and you know that person is really a friend, someone you can actually help, then you just decide, you know what, me niliombea 2 million ya lori.
Wacha ni
Where
Is that really? Is
Well, but
even
we
Christian
have-
like?
Aya,
No, those are
let me throw another spanner since we are
Throw
doing
the
spanner.
spanners.
Let me even throw a pliers. So you have your 2 million. Sindio? You've given Ethan his 500,000. Curtis also has 1 or 2 needs. 500,000. Another friend of yours, you have many, I know you. 500, maybe a 100 here, a 200 there. You are remaining with 200. You asked God for 2 meters for a lorry. Sasa umepeana yote umebakisha 200.
You know, not every need is a money need.
Okay.
Yeah. Not every need is a money need. So it's not everyone you need to give money. You get. You'll find for Ethan it was a money need. You find for the other person who is claiming
It's a wisdom
500
need.
is a wisdom problem. Or they just need help to talk to somebody. Or
Yeah.
they just need help to get out of that situation. And you help them where you can. You get.
Can you be such a Samaritan Mwema you forget your needs? Even God
Yes.
like, I'm never going to give you because
And is it
every time I
responsible
give
to
you,
do that?
that's a responsibility.
Number one, you have to, especially people with families, you have to understand your wife and your kids
First.
are your
First ministry.
Yes, after God. So those are your people.
Yeah.
And then when you're helping other people, not everyone is meant to, whether they're your friend or not.
Yeah.
You get.
Yeah.
All I'm saying is this: if you're a believer, this conversation is not linear.
money.
It's not about
It's not
money.
linear.
It's not linear. It is a conversation you have with God.
I think exactly. That's it. Me, I have
So
to be
if
led
God
by
gives
God.
you 2 million and you are led to give Ethan 500,
Give it.
500.
Give it.
Yeah, it's
So
not.
don't be rigid.
Don't be rigid.
Me, I wanted a car.
Yes.
I'm going to get a car.
Don't be rigid.
Yeah.
You get. And it's also not bad
And
to
it's-
spend on yourself.
Exactly.
And it's also very personal.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because it can, I don't know, but okay, let me ask it as a question. Maybe me, God doesn't tell me to give.
And then just-
Because let's be honest,
Yeah,
it's true.
there are
You don't
people
have
who
to-
don't hear God that way.
Exactly.
That's true.
No,
That's true.
For them,
Or they hear just assume.
Validated
yes,
God
the
can
most they hear God is reading scripture. Once in a while, they'll have
That is
They'll have an inspired
dangerous.
thought.
But that's a
There are
dangerous
two
life.
things I'll say about this. One, you see, God uses us to bless other people.
Yeah.
God
Yeah.
uses people to bless
Yeah, it's true.
people. So
Yeah.
when you have, I'm not saying that the onus is upon you, but when you feel led, you can be felt led in different ways.
Yeah.
You get.
Yeah.
This could be your friend and you have a dream or you have an impetus. So
Yeah.
you just have that nagging thought.
Yeah.
Like there's a way you can have that nagging thought. And
Yeah.
that's a nudging of the Holy Spirit.
Exactly, it is.
That you
Yes.
should be able to help this
That's
whether they're your friend
Or your
not,
neighbor
not.
or your enemy.
Or even your enemy. That
But
is
in that
brilliant.
area of giving, because we're talking about people who are in marriage or in a relationship, is there a place of consulting
Yes,
with your partner?
you have to
Or
consult with your
because
partner.
as a man, you lead and decide, I'm going to give this money to Kina Soila. Then McKenna is like, I don't think we have these other needs, we should not be given. How do you reconcile that?
You see, if there's no oneness, complete, if there's no oneness, hata hiyo pesa mweke kwa banki, lale hapo
Okay.
usifanye kitu.
Yeah.
Because that money will end up fighting whoever you
Give
may
it.
bless them, but because the heart behind it, there was no oneness in marriage. It's like double-mindedness.
Yes.
You see, God hates double-mindedness.
Exactly.
Because it's not faith. It's
Yeah.
And you see,
disbelief.
for me, that has actually happened.
Yes, same.
There's a time,
Same?
and for me,
Same.
I assumed.
Oh?
For me, I assumed because I'm the one who mostly runs the business. You don't
Yeah.
know what happens with that money.
Yeah.
So nikipatiana hapa sitakwambia tu babe, by then nipatiana hii pesa. But I realized it would catch her, and it's not that she wouldn't want to do that.
give.
It's that she was.
Not
it's like
informed.
you didn't
You should
even
have told me.
Yeah, just keep me in loop so that I know that this is what we're doing
Yeah.
together as a family.
But
Exactly.
this just goes to show money is a sensitive
Top head.
Conversation.
topic. It's
Yeah.
a sensitive conversation.
Yeah.
Because umenikumbusha Ethan, we got some money last year. And we had asked God, that thing, God, we need this. Please provide for this. It came the exact amount.
Yeah.
Probably a few extra, but it was around the same figure. Si tukakaa tukaona no.
Let's spend it this
There
other
was
way.
another pressing need before.
Yeah.
Tukapeleka hiyo pesa huko.
We lost it.
Now that money was supposed to come back. You know, you had given it as a deposit somewhere and it was supposed to come back.
All of it.
Gone. All gone.
Tukajiuliza, did we make anything wrong? Like there was really nothing
That's
wrong.
wrong about it. It
Yeah.
was a need in the family.
Yeah, but
now you see, as
tukajiona wajanja.
Yeah. Sometimes like sometimes do we look wajanja to God and like you
Yeah,
care
you
so
think,
much about the other person?
I
That's what I was
like that
asking.
thinking, yeah.
Are you looking mjanja
think
as
you're
God?
better than God.
Yes. Are you looking so
About
mjanja
them.
like God? You've given me $1 million. I wanted a car, but I think Phyllis needs this money.
Maybe
Unless
it's
that
the wrong
nudging.
example. Car was the
Yeah.
wrong example.
So me, I'm saying.
No,
Not even the
it
car.
doesn't matter. By
Even the car, because that need was really legit, it was needed, whatever we wanted. Like, no, but this one is more pressing than this need you already asked for.
Do
You know, you
think
can
he
ask
takes-
God
he
for
can-
something,
yeah.
He takes time to answer, then other needs show up. By the time He's answering, you want to direct that money to other
They
needs
need
that have
to
shown
focus.
us.
Because you think
Exactly.
you're-
Because you think you're smart,
You know better
you
than
know
God.
better than God. So you're like, yeah, it
That
has
mistake
come,
we make
but
in our
McKenna
lives.
needs money. It's like, hey. So you think, that's what I'm saying, do I think that the God of McKenna cannot provide for her? That is only I who has to provide for her so that I can look like a good friend. Unless what you're saying, unless the nudging has come from the Spirit of God and tells me, honestly speaking, there is this, give to McKenna. And He will direct you. You give it to McKenna. Actually, God can easily double whatever you already asked for.
It's true.
But if He's not told you that, I don't think then it's your place to
Decide.
decide
Like
that.
I said, you see, it's not everything that is meant to be for you to give. You can be giving to a wrong cause. You get,
Yes.
That ends up now.
That is true.
Inaenda
There's
kuna cost
squander
you.
your own money.
Because I've also done that. It's not like I've never given a pesa ikapotea.
Yeah.
You get, you give to somebody thinking that,
It will come back.
Atacha, it will come back. Like you're thinking you're genuinely helping somebody.
Helping someone.
And you see, this is somebody that I didn't know.
Yeah.
You get,
Yeah.
I didn't know all that well. Only later on to realize that they were not genuine.
Yeah.
And their need was not
Yeah,
genuine.
It's not a real need.
Was not a real need. And when I look at such lessons, I realize it's because I didn't consult well. You get,
Exactly.
I didn't have that impetus. This person played my emotions.
They
You see,
did.
there's the giving where you're playing with somebody's emotions, and there's the giving that's genuine from
I like that.
God. Because in that season I was not attuned. I was just nilikuwa tu. You get,
Yeah.
wewe umekuja umeniambia, hey, I have this need.
Yeah.
Ulie kidogo niseme,
Yeah.
hey, okay.
Yeah.
Anakapitia.
Emotionally.
Kimemramba.
Manipulated.
And then it resonates with, hey man, hata pia mimi nilipitia huko. Hey, I'm like, I remember the way I felt. You know what?
But the person is manipulating.
The person is manipulating you, hata ni pesa alikuwa anaenda
So,
kununua
anajua
simu.
uko ulipata kapesa.
Anajua.
yeah.
You
So-
get, they didn't know where that money came from.
So can we say what we are taking out of this specific point is
It's very personal.
learn to hear what God is leading you to do.
Learn to partner with your partner.
Secondly, partner.
Yes.
If you had agreed, if Soila and I had agreed you want money for something, then the money comes, then she decides she has a change of heart.
Yeah.
Now we are no longer united in that purpose.
Yeah.
Wacha pesa ikae kwanza
ikae.
until we come to a place of being one about it.
Agreement.
Yes.
Is there an amount of money that you cannot consult your partner when spending?
It's a good one.
Like if it's more than 10,000, I have to consult.
You know,
If it's
those
more
are
than
internal-
5,000.
those are internal
So you
things.
decide with your partner.
You decide with your
Babe, you can spend
Yeah.
below 5,000, depending also on your money capacity.
Yeah.
I mean,
Below 5,000,
what-
fine.
What has been your tactic as a couple?
For us, that's it. There's amount of money, depending if we have abundance of money in a season, and then we allocate a lot of things. So everything is allocated for. It's not like I'm spending money, something that was not allocated. You can easily tell me, here's your 20,000, you figure out what you want to do with it. You know. And also for him. So it's not like we have money just lying somewhere, I decide to use it without really consulting. Like for us, every money that comes in, both of us are aware.
Wow.
And has been designated
For
to where it's
something.
going.
And
Unless something changes, we sit down and say,
And agree.
we can agree. I know people who have a lot of money and they say, whatever you're earning is yours. You don't have to let me know what I'm doing with it. And sometimes I don't know if that's a cover to some of the shady things that people want to do. Or they don't want to be, they want to be
Accountability.
accountable. Yes, they don't want to be accountable on how they're spending their money. But if you don't want to be accountable, you really probably have
I
to.
ask that because a lot of people misunderstand being accountable na kufinyiliwa. You get, because
So you feel like, why is this person?
why do
saying
I
me?
have
It's
to
my money.
Why do I have to tell you what I'm doing?
and where is me enjoying the money that I've made? You get, so I think for us what I've found, and it's there's like the way you said,
Yeah.
when money comes in, we both know this
Yeah.
amount of money has come in. And then for me, what I decided with McKenna is that I would say there's a percentage you can leave for you to do whatever
you want to
do
do.
with it.
Yeah.
That's your choice.
Yeah.
You do whatever it is you want to do with it. So yeah, I know it's really a huge. People will feel like
I think
they're being controlled.
I think I'll also take the approach that Bishop mentioned this on Sunday. Nalikuwa naongea about business. Remember?
Yeah.
And you're saying a lot of people want to start eating the profits as soon as they've opened the business.
Yeah.
And we're saying for a business, you need to wait at least 5 to 10 years so that you can start eating the profits. Any money you make in between those 5 years
It's for
should go back
reinvesting,
into the business to
Yeah.
help
To
the
reinvest.
business.
Kidogo can
And
go
I
back to
think-
the business, kidogo can come to you. What are you going to dress? What are you going to eat? How do you balance? Business 10 years is
Kwani
coming.
uliingia
Will I
business
change-
uliingia business bila nguo? Hizo nguo ulikuwa tu nazo uzitunze
Hazitoshe.
vizuri.
Haitoshei.
But
Sasa,
anyway, you're derailing the I think
that question is a very important.
It's a
it's
legit
important,
question.
but you didn't even let me finish.
Okay, finish.
Because I have
So-
an answer for you. But finish.
So I think in marriage also, it's the same thing, whereby we sort out the needs of the marriage first. Anything that will make the marriage flourish financially, let's dedicate majority of the money there, and then we reserve a little bit for ourselves.
Yeah.
That's what I think. So if Soila and I make money, let's say, for example, we make $1 million per month. God from our house. So
Amen.
let's say we make that kind of money in a year.
In
We
a
can
month.
In a month. We can easily say,
It's 100,000.
we can easily say, and of course, we've separated the portions. Whatever needs to go to God, blah, blah, blah. So ile imebaki tunaweza sema, hii 800k inaenda kusort the marriage or the family. Not just now, but even future.
For the future investments.
Yeah.
So ila una baki na so yako, that's for your spending. Mimi na baki na so yangu, that's for my spending. But majority went into investing into
Family.
the family unit.
Sawa.
That's how I see it.
Yeah.
Okay, karibu.
I think that's fair. I think just to answer your question, I think we look at business, especially in Kenya, as mine in yangu. You understand?
Yeah.
Instead of thinking of the business as its own entity, as its own individual.
Yeah.
You get?
Yeah.
So let's assume you open a business, you're
Yeah.
like, and then you have, let's say it's a consultancy, for instance. And in this consultancy, you have a client or clients who are paying you $500,000 a
Yeah.
month.
Yeah.
You see, we as Kenyans tend to think in pesa
Yangu.
yangu.
Ni ya biashara.
That's not the case. Your pesa ni ya biashara. So when it comes to looking at profits are always after the expenses.
You
get
pay
it.
first the expenses.
So you pay all the needs of the business, which is there's rent, there's employees. Now, the thing
Maintenance.
is this, whether you're a director of that company, you
You're
are
an
an
excellent-
employee.
So you pay yourself.
So you
You're
pay
an
yourself, you're an expense, you pay yourself a salary.
That's an investment.
You pay yourself a salary, but you are not eating into the profits.
Okay,
You see, the
I
profits
understand.
have to go back to the business. Now,
I
when it comes to the
understand.
salary, you don't start looking at I'm being paid $500,000 now.
Yeah.
I should be paid 300,000. You get because you're an employee. The same way you're hiring employees, you are looking at those employees as the interest of the business.
Yeah.
They are coming to make sure that the business makes more.
More money.
Money.
Yeah.
So you as an employee,
You're doing the
you're
same
also doing the same thing to come into the business and work in order for the business to make more.
Money.
So you are paid commensurate with the level of the size of the business, and your salary can be 40k.
So that's, and I mean, so I'm still making money from the business, and it's buying me clothes that I want. I don't say
It's
now
paying
everything.
your salary, whatever
Yes.
you do with your salary is you.
Yeah.
It's up to you.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now you see why we had him in this video.
Me, I had it. Curtis was like, all profits back to the business.
Yeah. You see, and he's right. All
Yeah.
profits will go back to the business because
You
you've
went
already
deeper
charged
with
deeper.
the part of
So
the.
maybe you hadn't so told about me, about paying myself.
Haukusikia.
Hakuna kusema.
So,
First,
next question. What do you think brings more fights or conflicts in marriage regarding money? Having too much money or having too little money?
Both.
What is it that people fight about the most?
I think both extremes are just not nice.
Explain, 10 marks.
Money is a non-issue.
Yes.
Your heart
Is the problem.
is a problem.
Yes, you are fighting with money.
You're fighting with money.
You see, now that's what I keep saying.
Yeah.
Because if for instance you are always happy when you have money,
Yeah.
you are fighting with money.
Exactly.
You've secured your identity
In money.
in the money.
Yes.
You get
Yeah.
So I actually think that fights are not a money aspect.
No.
It's our
It's not
attitude.
It is
about
our
the money.
attitude towards life. Because
Life.
if you look at it, most of the fights will stem about from one, comparison.
Exactly.
You've
One.
compared yourself to somebody with money.
Yeah.
Let's assume you're in the situation where you don't have money.
Yeah.
And you're like, hey, you know what? I want the things Akina Soila have. I want
Yeah.
to be in a house like Akina Soila. Why can't we
Get
to
that.
that house? You
Yes.
see, if that has come from one aspect of your spouse, it puts pressure on the other other
Partner.
spouse. You get on your partner, and it becomes a fight. You get, or hey, I want a better car. You get, or
Like a rebel star.
because nimeona kinaita amenunua Golf GTI, so even
Ooh.
me, I want a
GTI.
either because you see you're comparing and you are competing with these guys.
Competing.
rather than just enjoying where you are in.
Yes.
You get, because most often than not you'll find you'll be happy with whether you have a lot or whether you have
Little.
Of course more money has more problems, but if you are happy with the
What are
little
the
you
problems
have,
that come with more money?
you have to invest it where you don't want it to run away. You don't want it to disappear.
Yeah.
You become
Yes.
paranoid
You become
because who's you're watching your back, especially if you got them illegally.
Yeah.
Who's
You're always
coming
watching
from?
your back. Who's
who's-
chasing
who's
after you? You
guilty?
know.
Yeah. And you see, you become to a certain level where you start having this thing of being, let me call it, too big to fail. You don't want to fail because you have money. Or at the same time, you don't want to go back to a situation you are in
Yeah.
because you feel like now I have gotten to a certain level, or you want to advance even more.
Okay. Number 4, and this is the final question, and I think it is the reason why we are doing this video. What are some of the investment ideas that you've discovered works best for couples or even individuals who are hopeful about having a family in the future? This is mostly your question.
Mr.
Of course,
Karebe.
we'll share on what we think or what we've experienced so far.
What have you experienced? Let's start there.
What are some of the investment ideas?
the one who's been
As the
married
one who's
longest.
been married the
Me, I
longest.
think.
Sour.
Uh-huh.
Can I start?
Yes,
Can start,
me, I-
Andy.
For me, I think the heavy
The heavy abandon.
I think what I want to take out of my daily expenditure is rent. So if I can buy a house or build a house, I think that's an investment. So that the extra money I'm using to pay rent can probably go somewhere else. That's what I'm thinking. I think housing is an investment for my family, particularly if you're living in Nairobi. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. First.
Okay.
Jim.
For me, I think investment ideas are many, but what I would say is practical right now
Oh, it's not an investment.
is investing in Soilaandcurtis, the brand.
Okay.
Or in your business.
Yeah, that's our business.
Oh, okay.
That means the content we share, the research we do, the
events.
studies we make, speaking engagements, and all those things. So for me, that I think works because it's easy for us because it's coming from a place of authenticity. You see,
Yeah.
we are not engineers who are trying to create content out of engineering, and we are not engineers.
Yeah.
So we just go watch a bunch of YouTube videos and then we come and tell you. So
This is how to construct a house.
like some of those videos for, you are trying to buy a new phone, then you go online and there's this Indian
You get
who is
confused.
giving a review about this phone. They hajanunua hiyo simu. So they are going to read for you something they read online. It's not authentic.
They haven't experienced.
So for us, I think just sharing with people what we are doing at Soilaandcurtis is authentic because it's coming from a place of what we do professionally, which is teaching and speaking, versus what we're experiencing at personal level.
But
So I think that's an investment for us. It may not bring immediate returns.
But it will bring something.
It will bring something.
But
But I think the vision for it is really long term.
Yeah. Because
Oh.
I can tell you invest in land. See,
Yeah.
that may work for you, but it
Yeah.
may not work for
How?
Ethan, because
I might.
Land
What
is-
if I was called to the States?
it's not even that.
land, you'll
It's,
sell and get the money.
it's not even that.
Eh.
It's what is your passion? You get, because
I
you'll
thought
find.
investment doesn't care about version.
No, let
Passion.
me tell you the biggest.
Cares about
What?
calling.
Yeah, the biggest
really?
So I
return
have
in
to be-
investments is actually your passion.
What you love to
What
do.
you love to do. I mean, how are young people making money in farming? Because it's their passion. It's easy for me to tell you to invest in land because I have a vested interest. I sell land.
Yes.
And it's easy for me to tell you, buy a home. Because that's my dream. My dream is to make sure that everyone can be able to afford a home, afford land. Because especially young guys, we don't have that opportunity. And there's no point in you going for a 12, 15 million shilling home, yet your pocket can let you afford something less. And there's one thing Amze once told me, and this has stuck with me. Your first home doesn't have to be your last. And it doesn't to be the best of homes, because he had lived in 3 different homes that he had bought. And that actually struck me.
But
So you can start with something small and then you get something big. And that's what investing is about. So long as your passion is to do this thing, you start small and you don't despise the days of humble beginning, and then you turn it into something big.
what is small, Caribbean?
Small can be anything. You can start from something as low as
relative.
It's relative, as 10,000. Small in the real estate business, small is $1 million. You get but you can find land for 100,000. You can find land for 200,000.
Wow.
Yeah, you can even find land for like what I'm selling.
Yeah.
I'm selling land in Kiserian for $500,000, and everyone can be able to afford such type of land.
I was going to ask you a question. How do you know? Because I know there are many of this coming up, and now we even have, like, how do you know legit land?
The thing is this.
And fake title.
Okay, so the thing is this. Guys don't invest in due diligence. The problem with Kenyans is when we want something, we want it
Quick.
We want it quick. Hakunanga haraka. In fact, ukipata a land seller anakuharakisha, beware.
Kuharakisha ni lipa inaenda.
Lipa haraka inaenda kesho.
Okay.
Please, it's your money, it's your investment. They are providing a service.
Yeah.
So anything with haste is a red flag.
Anything with haste, usiwe na haraka. Kwani pesa inaenda mahali, si ni yako.
Okay.
You can decide what you want to do with it.
Yeah.
And sometimes that may not be the land you want. You get. So do your due diligence.
Yeah.
Get a lawyer. I keep telling people.
When you say invest in due diligence, get a lawyer, get
a surveyor.
Do your research.
Go do a search. It doesn't take much.
In lands?
Yeah, in lands. If it's in Kajiado, go to Kajiado and do a search. Let me tell you, a search is going to cost you less than 1,000 bob. Yeah. All you need is a copy of the title, your ID, and your PIN.
And you can do that before giving any money.
You can do that before giving any money. It's your prerogative.
When you're doing a search, you want to know who's the land.
You want to know who is the landowner. Are there any cautions? Oh,
really?
Yeah, caution means that somebody dispute. Are there any disputes? Are there any caveats? Is it charged to a bank? If it's charged to a bank, okay, there are 2 schools of thought. You know that this is safe because banks see wajinga. They hire good professionals, and some people do that. Is it? Unajua kama kuna shida yote, you will be able to tell. As in something as simple as that will cost you less than 10,000, and yet you're investing hundreds.
So even somebody, let's say in diaspora, can still hire somebody to do that for them locally.
Yes.
But how do they access those people? If they're in diaspora, how do they access?
You see, diasporans are mainly Kenyans. If you're talking about people in the diaspora,
they're Kenyans want to invest.
So they do have a network of people here.
Yeah.
You get. It's not hard to contact a lawyer for you to be able to. You can even get your relative to get you a lawyer. You may even have a relative who's a lawyer. I know diaspora people wamegongwa. I'm dealing with a lot of diaspora guys. Na wengi wao wamegongwa. There's that trust element.
Yeah.
Nilitumia bro yangu pesa ajenge nyumba akakula. Akanicheza. So I actually told this one, let me give you a lawyer. And I actually directed them to a lawyer who helped them. So you'll find ways of getting lawyers.
I think there's something I would like you to mention. Because by the way, guys, I'm one of his clients.
He is actually.
So when he's talking about land, we also have our... Now, si usually shamba yangu. I know my spot is very prime.
It's very prime.
Mtu aspilete pesa, because I know I'm paying pole. So mtu aspilete pesa, usemekati sasa, you are paying slowly. But I already have my spot.
Yes.
And the plan is actually this video is the main agenda for this video
Sponsored by.
is for he's the sponsor, by the way.
Thank you.
All right, he's the sponsor.
Sponsored.
And amekuwa sponyo.
Yeah.
So probably I know there are some of you who are very interested because he's going to share how much he's selling his plots for, the exact location. So if you're interested and you'd like to know where the shamba is, we can organize. You can send us an email or soilaandcurtis Instagram.
Yes.
And we can organize for a site visit so that you are not just, investing in something that is in the air somewhere because Soilaandcurtis mentioned it.
Yeah.
You can actually go and see. And I remember the first time we were talking about this was last year,
Yes.
around September, October.
September, that's true.
And I'll be honest with you, I thought, this is just one of those things Karebe talks about.
Yeah.
It wasn't, and it was like how many plots? There were, what? Was it 400?
There were 441.
441 plots.
Yes.
And me, I thought, this is just one of those land people sell.
Yeah.
Nobody will really buy it.
Yeah, until you went.
So last week, like 2 weeks ago, he shows us the
map.
the map and the amount of units that have been sold. And I was like, what?
Wait, you people are buying
they're like, I don't know, 180 now remaining.
There are 180 remaining.
There are 180 remaining. So I was like, hey, Karebe, me, I want in on this.
Yeah.
Not only do I want my spot,
Yeah.
but I also want to kulia, I want to eat something from this. So I'm going to give you a platform. So you sponsor the video so that we eat together. So, but there's something I want you to talk about, which I think people will resonate with.
Yes.
Why is it that you want to sell affordable land? You'll start by telling us how much the land is, and why is it that you are. That's the direction you went with.
Like I mentioned, my dream is to ensure that everyone has a home. I didn't come up from a background where we had a lot of assets. Vitu zote that I've had in life, I've had to. Nimesaidiwa na wazee. You've had to buy pole pole.
Yeah.
So it has been my dream to be able to enable other people to be able to get land. So I'm not selling land expensively because in the area there's a value brokers have given that land. I've discounted it by 40% to be able for people to haja gani watu wakulie. Unajua pia brokers they drive the land price up and then you are unable to afford it. So my dream is for people to afford the land. So I've reduced the price. We started by selling them at 600,000 and they began going. So
this is 50 by 100.
50 by 100.
Okay.
So they are going. And in the area we've done a gated community. So we've done a fence, we've done 2 boreholes inside the land.
Oh really?
Yes.
I was going to ask that.
There are 2 additional boreholes from our neighbors that will also supply water. Kuna lipa pole pole. We have a program for lipa pole pole. That's why it is 600 for guys who are liping pole pole.
And those who have cash.
And those who have cash, we are
500.
giving 500. Okay. They are ready titles. I'm not playing around. You get, once you finish paying, you get your title and you go. You can build whatever you want to build there. You can do it pole pole. There are a few houses, and we've also negotiated with a bank. I don't think I can mention them here because of
They have to pay us.
They have to pay you guys. But we've negotiated with the bank. Let's assume you want to pay in 5 years.
Yeah. Ooh.
You can be able to. They'll give you a loan. It's an automatic. They'll give you a loan.
So that's probably information you'll give to people who reach out to us directly
guys,
or to you.
Yes.
And then you're able to see.
Yeah.
So where exactly is this land?
So the land is located in Birika. Birika is in between 3 towns: Kiserian, Isinya, and Kitengela. So you can access the land either from Kitengela or you can access it from Kise. And there is an offer, by the way.
There's an
anyone
offer?
who is
Oh,
brought
yes,
in,
yes.
who is brought in through Soilaandcurtis, anyone who is referred by Soilaandcurtis, I'm going to give you a discount.
A discount,
Yes.
good.
So if you are paying cash and you've been brought in by Soilaandcurtis, natoa 20k ya haraka haraka ya ngata.
Yes.
So you pay for 80 and we are done. If you are liping pole pole out of the 600, nitakutolea utalipa 589. So I'm removing what? 11,000 for you, and I give you a year to pay. If you're being financed by the bank, it is 500. So there's nothing.
A deal is a deal.
I like the idea that it's a gated community.
It's a
So
gated
already
community.
you are buying into a place that has security.
Yes.
You are buying into a place that already has a community.
Yes.
But you get to build your own house. It's not a standard house in Umeambiwa. Hivi ndio itakaa, take it or leave it.
But why is it okay? Me, I'm intimidated by just the condition of land. I don't know why, because I thought it was a man's business. It was our father's stuff. It's so hard for me to start thinking. Okay, now it's easy because I've considered it a number of times, the aspect of land and all that. And I don't know if I'm the only one who thinks. Just thinking about land, like Curtis just deal with the aspects of land and all that. I don't want to do. I don't know what is the misconception or the perception around land that even the young people don't think, unless the work young people actually are doing whatever, farming, land and all that.
Yeah.
Probably it's for the ladies and a few of us.
For
who
me,
can't-
I think why it's not foreign is because I saw my mom.
Buying
My
land.
mom was actually very keen to even tell me this here land was how much. Now I will ask you to you here.
It's like how much it
Yeah,
is.
so like she's been conscious to tell me like when you invest in land then it grows in value. Blah blah blah. So.
Land always appreciates.
always appreciate.
Yeah.
So we can buy right now and then peradventure, brother is about to relocate, he can sell it.
You can sell it, and land you can always sell. And you see, owning a piece of your country is
It's
usually by there. I'll tell you,
Yeah.
there's some form of pride you get. That
It is.
niko na shamba.
It is.
Yeah, and so long as you get trusted people, let me tell you, you will be able to do whatever.
That's
you
true.
want.
Let's be neighbors, please. Kujeni tuwe majirani.
So guys, like, comment, share, subscribe, please. The reason why we ask you guys to go and follow us on Instagram is because things like this, we might put a poster up that, hey guys, we are going on this weekend to see this particular land, and it's a poster. We don't need to do a video about it.
Yeah.
But if you are following us on Instagram, you can be able to capture that and organize with us.
Yeah.
So please, all the 44K of you, chukweni hiyo followership, pelekeni Instagram as well, soilaandcurtis. But in case, probably, I know there are some of you you are probably not on Instagram for one reason or another, you can send us an email, soilaandcurtis, it's on the description. We also have our number there. Please do not call the number. Just send a WhatsApp. Okay, you can call. It's just that sometimes we get calls at very weird hours.
Yes, of the night.
Yeah, so if it's a weird hour, just send a WhatsApp. If it's during the day, you can call. And we'll be able to update you on the next available time when Karebo will organize for a site visit for anybody who might be interested to actually see where the land is before you commit.
Yeah, I'll ask for a discount later on in life for the ladies.
For the ladies.
And you're all welcome.
Single ladies went to buy land. Me,
Yeah.
I want us to also buy land as well.
Power to the women.
Exactly. I
So
So
see.
like-
do something for them.
Yes. See, I'm fighting for your rights.
Yeah. So like, comment, share, subscribe, talk to your neighbors, talk to your colleagues, talk to your church people, talk to your mosque people, talk to everybody who would be interested in this kind of thing.
Yeah.
And we, as young people, let's own some land. Let's
Yeah, let's
invest.
invest.
Let's invest.
Hey, for
Peace
the
to the
future.
Middle East.
Cheers, guys.
Where that's the new out. Masikiaje?
Peace
Peace in the Middle East.